The harvest is great, but the laborers are few. The harvest is the demand. The laborers are the supply. What is the harvest? It's we who come to church and who need more faith. It's the poor in the hospitals, the widow, the migrants, the youth who says that my faith is so shaken and I'm lost, I don't know where to go. That's the harvest. And God is saying, meet that demand. Surely the parish priest alone can't do that. Nor a visiting speaker or one retreat. It is something that has to be ongoing. And so the demand is the teachers who will teach, parents who will nurture, and priests who will bless. So we're not talking about teachers, but we're talking about good teachers. We're not talking about priests, we're talking about holy priests. We're not talking about parents, we're talking about wise parents. And so the badge that we will have to wear to meet these demands is the Beatitudes. The humble, the poor, the peacemakers, the gentle in spirit. These are the ones we're called to bless. So where will we go and find these people? Because Jesus says today, if anyone prefers father and mother, compared to my kingdom, he's not worthy of me. And so you're saying, I'm going to church. And your father and mother said, hey, wait. Today is not Sunday, but I've got work in church. And someone else will say that, I have to go there because, that in that place there, I'm in charge of the coffee. The coffee will take care of himself. No, if I give water to those helpers who are helping, I'll get a reward. Jesus is simply saying, anything you can pitch in for the kingdom is great and noble for me. The world will not understand that. And I see, at least in this parish, some of those who work, and they work hard. Lots of sacrifice, lots of goodness they put inside. But three things to notice about those who put in. No appreciation, at least not enough, I think. No salary, no allowance. But third thing is, there will be criticism for sure. There will be somebody who will say, this is not good enough. And that's why Saint Jeremiah, in his 15th chapter in his book, has a whole chapter by saying to God, God, I feel so cheated and you are to blame. He tells God in Jeremiah chapter 15. Saint Teresa of Avila put it another way. She says, Lord, now I know why you have so few friends. Because no matter what we do, I'm losing friends, not gaining them. After all the sacrifice I've given. Nelson Mandela, he thought about how we can be this giver or this leader or this blessing to others. He said when he was a child, his dad being the head of the village, used to take him to all these meetings. And in the meeting, it was always a round table meeting. And his dad will begin to appreciate and encourage and listen to each of them. And only finally he speaks, although he was the head. And Nelson Mandela realized that once we are able to encourage and give this respect and you can give this love for those who are working, then the church will grow, the community will grow, the BEC will grow. All that God is asking is, as a parable, the one who gives something to a holy man will receive a holy man's reward. If you give a cup of water to any of the little ones, his job is very small, maybe just taking care of the car park, maybe, or a warden, or whatever it is. He doesn't have to be a great preacher. God is saying, I'm going to bless this person who does that. In a Gallup poll, there was a study done with 450 psychiatrists in the US. And Father John Hemsch was heading this study, together with another priest, found this out. He said, the people who are struggling and suffering, they are not bad. And the caregivers who want to help, they are not bad. But the problem lies, what's in between, is there is a great lack of spiritual immaturity, which means about our faith, we are really babies. And there is emotional immaturity. Spiritual immaturity and emotional immaturity. So when a problem is going on, the ones who are supposed to come to help sometimes messes things up. And why they mess things up? Because they don't receive enough appraisal and encouragement and strength to do their work. Because the helpers themselves are weak and not strong. There was a story about a child and a mother. And this mother was going for her friend's birthday party or something, a very big special party. And it was late at night, about 8:30 or 9. And this young daughter, who was only 4, 5 years old, told the mummy, "Mummy, I also want to come." The mother said, "No, darling, you be at home because this is an adults' party, cocktail, and we'll finish late. I'll be back only after midnight, so you stay at home." Immediately, the little girls begin to throw tantrums, kicking her feet and saying, "I want to come, I want to come, I want to come." The mother tried to quieten her, but she was getting louder in her tantrums. So the mother had to raise her voice and says, "No, you're staying at home, and Nanny will take care of you." So the mother went to bathe, and before she went to bathe, she took out her favorite wedding gown, because it's her best friend, and laid it on the bed, hoping to come back and then to wear that for the party. The mother went to bathe, and this little girl was so angry with the mother, she said, "Mommy is not going for that birthday party. I'm going to stop it." Her eyes looked on that gown and was thinking how to destroy it. Then opening the drawers, she found a sharp pair of scissors. She went to the bed, took that gown, and began to cut it and cut it and cut it and cut it until it was all ribbons. And as though like David conquering Goliath, jumped on the bed and began to throw that ribbons of that gown and started dancing and screaming and shouting that she's made a victory. Oblivious of what she's really done. All she thought is, "Now I've stopped Mummy." Little mind can't think more. Now when the mother has come back from bathing and she went near her bed, and horror of horrors, her most favorite dress is in shreds. At that moment, the little girl knew that what she had done was really bad. And so, stricken with fear, she runs to a corner, seeing the face of the mother was, and she ran down there and she was trembling with fear. The mother didn't know what to do. To shout at her? To beat her? The mother just went to the bed and began to sob. The little girl at that moment only realized one thing in her head. That Mummy and me, our relationship is now ruptured. Mummy is not talking to me. Mummy is hurt. Mummy is angry. I can't go back. What does the child do? What would you do? I think what I would have done is, using my cognitive, logical mind, I would probably write something and say, "I know this is my fault. I'm sorry. I won't do it again." But a child doesn't think like that. All the child realizes is that my relationship with Mummy is gone, and Mummy was everything to me. So the child, taking some courage, tiptoes near the bed but not close enough, and just cries out, "Mummy, take me back. Mummy, take me back." What does the mother do? Only what a mother can do. With long hands like a crane, she grabs her daughter close to her bosom, and they both cry together. No words, no answers, no solutions, but the bond is built back again. We need today those shepherds and leaders and church workers who have compassion, sympathy, wisdom, and courage. It is the church among us in every word that we speak. Anyone who's involved with the church and helping the church, to zip our mouth and to praise them and to help them and to encourage them and to support them and to bless them. And that's what Jesus is talking. Today, if the church is divided and broken, the support that we give is not enough. Why the support has to be given? There are so many youths out there who are lost. And there are many good people, good church workers who are willing to leave their food, their work time, their overtime, their family life, and in quietness and secretness, invest their money and time to help others, the youth, the poor, the dying, or the sick. And so too, my dear friends and sisters and brothers, maybe we can't come forward because of certain situation, but at least we can give them a cup of water. And that is, if you know what Christ meant and what I mean by saying, for those who give a cup of water to one of these who serve, their reward will never be lost.